So I'm just gonna be rebuilding this on camera, trying to get it up and running today, and seeing what we can do. So I got this for $8.50 at a thrift store. This is a Montgomery Ward's Airline All-American 5 tabletop set. Cabinet's a little bit busted up. There's a chunk missing out of that corner, and someone has done something really weird with the dial. There's supposed to be another clip up there holding it in place, but it looks like it got budged or something, and then they just covered it in glue. So I'll have to fix that. But it was all complete. Knobs are still on it. The antenna in the back, it's got a fantastic antenna that appears to actually be pressed into the back sheet. Speaker's got a bit of an issue where the cardboard edge that holds the cone in place has come loose from that, and it's bringing the cone with it, so I'll have to glue that back in place. But there's no evidence of rodents being on it or anything, so that's good. That's the one thing I absolutely hate to work with is tons and tons of corrosion and mouse pee. Absolutely the worst when it comes to dealing with stuff like that. So first thing we'll do, I guess, is just get this chassis clean. It's got a lot of dust on it. It's been sitting around for a long time, God knows where. Let's see, my good old bottle of WD-409 here. And before we do anything else, got enough of it off of it with this rag. Enough so that it looks halfway decent. Let's flip it over and see what we've got to work with. Yeah, there's not a lot to it. We've got one multi-section electrolytic here for the filter. We've got, I've looked at this already, we have a 600 volt, 0.1 microfarad capacitor here. This is actually a line filter cap. This is really goofy. I've never seen this in radio before. They actually made a bus wire, a common that goes all the way through the set that all these other capacitors are hooked to. It's not grounded, and that comes off of the power supply. So yes, so this right here is the hot wire. This one large exposed bus wire is the 120 volts from the line. Brilliant design move. So we do have one cap here as a safety, which means we are going to need a line to ground capacitor, and I'm assuming the other wire is probably connected to ground, but let's check that with a meter. Alright, so that confirms my suspicion. Not only does this have a capacitor that goes from one line to the chassis to create a floating ground, but it also has a capacitor directly across both lines. So we have a line to ground capacitor here, and we have a line to line capacitor here. It's one of these awful bumblebee style caps. I really hate those. Which means I'll need to pull up a schematic for this and actually figure out what the value on that is. So let's break out the soldering iron and clippers. I should have all the parts to do this right now without having to order anything. Gee, wouldn't that be nice? It's a .047. So, what we're going to do is we are going to cheat and use a pair of .022s in parallel in order to get close. I mean, the tolerance on parts like this is like 20%, so it could vary all over the place. So I don't feel bad about replacing it with another part. So let's just go ahead and cut this useless thing out of here. Yeah, that's orange. Well, they may not have soldered it, but they didn't make it difficult to remove, so hats off to whoever made this. At least the parts don't just fall out. But no excuse for a crap soldering job. Okay. So as far as these guys go, I'm going to this will be kind of an interesting attachment here. I try to avoid making replacements, stuff like this, as much as possible, but sometimes you just don't have the one value you need, or the value you need is so wacky that the only way to get it is to combine stuff. All right. May not seem like it, but at this point we can actually do a power on test and see if it makes any noise or not, or if I'm really unlucky and one of the tubes has a bad filament and then it just doesn't do anything. Okay. Now, with the speaker the way it is, it may not sound very good if it does anything at all. Can't really see if the filaments are doing anything. Oh, yeah, we got a glow now. Yeah, turn off the lights real quick here and we can actually see that. Yeah. Oop. Alright, we're all the way up. Well, that's not exactly confidence inspiring. Ooh, hold up. Yeah, there's something there. Well, it is trying to work, but it looks like we got some other things to deal with here. Yeah, we got some other issues to deal with.